Welcome back. The Harvard Business School Association of Nigeria seeks to support its members in leading organizations for transformational impact within the country. At the just concluded roundtable on Lagos State infrastructure projects, the president of the non-profit organization, Mr. Folajimi Ogunsekan, explains how the body looks to support the government.
Well, you know, in Nigeria, there's a lot of rhetoric. And one of the mandates that we set for ourselves this year at the Harvard Business School Association of Nigeria is to ensure that we're more action-oriented. The time that we spend on the activities that we spend so much time, so much money planning, we need them to begin to manifest into visible action. And to do that, you need partners that share your mindset. And that's why we actually approached His Excellency Governor and what he decided was essentially that we should actually do a roundtable as a pilot event. And the objective of that event was essentially to come away with certain points, certain action items, takeaways that will essentially be synthesized into another event where we're talking about plans at this point. No more conceptual aspects. And you can see from today's content that we focused a lot on what is being done as opposed to what they would like to do or wish to do. So this was also almost like a forensic of the things that they're doing. You know, people were open to challenging, to critiquing constructively, and it is something that we, and more especially the governor, welcomed with open arms. You always want to get some insight before you pass judgment. So rather than sitting on the outside pointing fingers that, well, they should have done it this way or done it that way, what we've decided to do is behave like a partner organization to the state. And instead, we actually sat down and understood what it is that the state is doing to change the fortunes of their citizens. And you can see from the power master plan that they've laid out, it's audacious, it's ambitious, but it's still achievable, and that's important. You can't be afraid to make bold moves. As they say in America, moonshots. You know, you can know what happens. Worst case, you miss. Best case, you hit the target. And we're very confident that the state under the governor's administration will definitely hit the target.
Are there specific areas that you're looking at collaborating with the state government on all of these infrastructure projects now?
We're not looking project specific. We're looking at infrastructure as an area of focus because everything fits together. And you'll notice from the topics, infrastructure finance, urban renewal, energy and power, and then going into some detail around the projects. We adopted a very broad and holistic approach, which means everything fit together tidily. Because without that, there's no sense in just talking about one aspect of infrastructure, knowing full well that you fix one part, you overwhelm another part. A state is a living organism, so you have to manage everything in balance. And that's why we're focusing on infrastructure as a topic.
Infrastructure gaps are not limited to Lagos State alone. Are you looking at amplifying this sort of roundtable with the federal government going forward?
Incidentally, the chairman of our board of trustees challenged us on that same issue, which is, so how is what we're doing going to affect the nation as a whole? And we basically said, look, Lagos State, you fix, as one of our panelists said, fix Lagos, you fix Nigeria. So we're starting with Lagos, because we know that whatever learnings we take from our experience with Lagos, we can implement across other states that are actually willing partners. So we're not imposing ourselves on anyone, we're not forcing ourselves on anyone. Lagos State is a willing partner and a capable partner, and that's why we've started with them. When we talk about the federal level, there are a lot more complexities, a lot more issues, a lot more moving parts. And while we, at some point, will open a dialogue with federal, we're also focusing on what we know is achievable at this time, which is working with Lagos State. The federal mandate, who knows, maybe sometime next year we'll extend our mandate to cover federal issues as well.
And that's a wrap on today's program. Thank you for watching. I'm Chimezie Obi. You're welcome.